Okay, good morning, good afternoon class. So today we're looking at functions and inverse functions. Okay, at this point we have read through the introduction, we read through functions, when is a function, when is a relation considered a function, and when it's not a function. We said we're going to go with the vertical line test. Then we spoke about one-to-one functions, many-to-one functions, and one-to-many relations. Okay. We spoke about domain and range and mapping there. Then we did this example on page 35 already with you guys. Not so, but at the time it was a famous load shedding. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to refresh your memory quickly before we go into the next set of examples and explanation on page 36. Sorry. For those of you interested, the full lesson will be found in the description box below. Okay, so the worked example 1 on page 35, we are told given f of x is equal to negative x squared plus 4. The question says determine if of x equals negative x squared plus 4. As you can see, it's quadratic or a parabola graph or a maximum parabola graph in this case. The question says determine f of 0. So f of 0, we invert here x up to the 0, so negative 0 squared plus 4, which is 4. F of 2, of course, is going to be negative 2 squared plus 4, which is again 0. F of minus 2 is going to be negative 2. So negative into negative 2 squared plus 4, which is again 0. Okay. And use the values to draw the graph of f of x. We know it's a parabola graph. Okay. It's a quadratic graph. So at 0 it's 4. Then we have minus 2 and 2. So there's the arms of those graphs there. And you all agree that is the graph we drew, no? You all agree with that? Okay. So let's look at the second question. The second question says, use a graph to decide the type of relation that f of x represents and whether it is a function or not. And we said that we spoke about that, you remember? We said that it's going to be, since you have 2 x's and 1 y, it's going to be considered as a what? A many to one function. So it's a many to one function. Okay. And what is the function? And what makes it a function, sorry? No, what is a function? What makes this a function? It passes the vertical line test. Okay. So if you're looking at this here, let's say this is your vertical line in question. Okay. So if you draw a vertical line anywhere along this graph, what do you notice? It's cutting that graph at one point only. If that is the case, then your graph or your relation is a function. So when it is a function, if it passes the vertical line test, the vertical line cuts the graph at one point at any given point on this graph. Okay. And in question 3, we are asked, write down the domain and the range of f of x. People say, what is the domain? Domain is all possible x values. Can you see that this graph goes all the way to negative infinity and to positive infinity? Not so. So what can we say about our domain? Domain says x is an element of all real numbers. Okay, we all agree with that. Then the range. What is the range of f of x? The range is all possible y values. So does this graph exist at negative infinity? Yes. Where does this graph stop existing at? 4. Can you see that, people? So in other words, y must be less than and equal to. You guys understand, eh? But we did this one. So with that, you should be able to do exercise 1. Okay. At this point, I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to do the next part.